According to you,
Mhm.
what is the relationship between Barack Obama and Swami Vivekananda?
See, in 1893, when Vivekanand went to United States of America to attend the World Parliament of Religions, he saw a very dashing and dynamic youth, and out of curiosity, he inquired about him as to his name and where did he come from. People around there told him that he's a Negro, and I'm sorry to use the word Negro because Negro and nigger is not a decent word to be used in these times, but 150 years before it was a common usage. So they said that this Negro has come from South Africa and he comes from a family wherein the rival tribals from the neighboring villages, they cut off the body parts of his parents and they actually cooked and had them alive. It's a disgusting thought. But then Swami Vivekananda said that this person is so dynamic and he has the features that one day he will become the president of the United States. And then the entire hall burst out laughing. He said, "What a silly man you are, Mr. Vivekanand. Are you mad? Are you insane? Can you imagine a Negro, a nigger, a black man becoming the president of United States?" And Swami Vivekananda said, "Have patience, my dear, have patience. One day what I am saying will come true and this boy will become the president of United States." And after 100 years, you see that Barack Obama has become the president of United States. He has roots from South Africa. The prophecy, the prediction has come true.
You believe in prophecy and Punarjanma and all?
Of course, I do in reincarnation and the prophecy part. I'll give you an example. Dr. Karan Singh, Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, he is the royal descendant of Raja Hari Singh and he is destined to be the president of our country. Because of the internal politics of the Congress, he did not get a chance to become the president in this lifetime. Now, Dr. Karan Singh in this life or in his next life is destined to become the president of our country. That's his destiny. So that's again another prophecy for you.
Swami Vivekananda wants to make some changes in the world. Would you
Mhm.
like to share about that?
See, if we talk specifically about America, in 1893 when he went to the United States, along with the World Parliament of Religion, there was also an exhibition on international science and technology, wherein he was exposed to the best practices of latest scientific developments in 1893. There was also an underground movement to change the name of America. What's this all about? I'll give you the details. They say that Christopher Columbus discovered the continent which was now we known it as America, but it was named after Amerigo Vespucci. Now Amerigo Vespucci was a fraudulent traveler. He concocted some details. He went to a German mapmaker named Martin Waldseemüller, who mistakenly credited him as the discoverer of the continent and named the continent after him as America. If Christopher Columbus has discovered, then why is that continent not named after him? And I can understand that in those days it was possible because there was no internet, there was no real time updates. But now that we have all the latest technology and real time updates, I believe the time has come to change the name of United States of America and just drop the word America. Just let's call it only the United States.
Which kind of changes should be in America, according to you?
Again, if I'll connect it back to Vivekanand, and if you want myself, I have seen America as a nation struggling in 1893, and I have seen United States right now, and I have seen India in 1893, and I have seen India right now. And when I compare the two, I find that the United States has primarily focused on Artha and Kam, the two concepts from Purushartha, and India has focused only on Dharma and Moksha. So we lack a strong foundation in Artha and Kam, and Americans lack a strong foundation in Dharma and Moksha. So we are like two seas, and when these two seas will combine, the circle will become complete. And this is exactly what also Vivekananda wanted, that we should export our spirituality and the concept of dharma to the Western countries, and we should take their science and technology. That interchange has to be done. Sharing of best practices, that benchmarking with the global standards has to be initiated.
So that circle will be
That circle will be completed.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.